Hello, my friends. I thought I would read you a story from my new book, Timeless Deja Vu, with illustrations by the fabulous Gary Dumm. This story is called Troll Island, 1972. During a performance of my World War II play, The Epiphany, in Norway in 2016, I met my old friend Per Sture and his mother. I hadn't seen his mother since 1972, and I hadn't seen Per Sture since 2003 when I lived in Tromsø. In tears, he told me that his daughter was one of the 77 young people killed in 2011 when Norwegian far-right extremist Anders Breivik went on his murderous rampage in Oslo and Utøya in Norway. It was the deadliest attack in Norway since the Nazi invasion in 1940, World War II. I can't even imagine Per Sture's burden of grief. I sometimes wish that I could travel in time and warn people of tragic events to come. I know that such warnings and prevention of events could alter the future and maybe even cause worse outcomes and problems, at least according to theorists. I've also heard it said that to save one life is to save all of humanity. I don't know for sure, but I think I would take a chance to save a life. Theorists be damned. In 1972, my parents and I visited some relatives on Langøya, near our family home on Andøya in northern Norway. We spent a few days with my 16-year-old cousin Per Sture and his family. At least I thought he was my cousin. Later we found out that we weren't directly related. During our visit in 1972, Per Sture told me that we were taking a boat trip out to the small island where they had a cabin. The fjord was very narrow and the water was calm where they lived. We set out in the tiny motorboat and passed by a tall but small island. It had a few cabins on it. "Is that where you have your cabin?" I asked. "Oh no, that is Troll Island," Per Sture said in a very matter-of-fact way. "Troll Island? You mean trolls live there?" I asked. "Oh yes," Per Sture said. "Do they live in those little cabins?" I asked. "I think so," he said. I thought for a moment. Then I had a theory. Maybe they're not trolls. People in the past could have left crippled and deformed babies outside to die because of superstition or because they couldn't work on the farms or fish. Then maybe those babies were picked up by other crippled and deformed people and taken to the island, I said with great excitement. "Sure," Per Sture said enthusiastically. I was intrigued by my own theory and the thought of exploring the island. "Let's go visit them," I foolishly blurted out. "Are you crazy, Bruce? They don't care for us much. We leave them alone and they leave us alone," he said. "Well, let's at least go a little closer so I can see better," I said as I squinted to see any sign of the trolls. "Best to keep our distance," Per Sture warned. What if I had traveled back in time and my 13-year-old self could have cautioned Per Sture not to allow his daughter to stay on Utøya on July 22nd, 2011. He might have thought I was crazy, but would he remember? Would he tell his daughter not to go on that outing? Would his daughter and 76 other people still be alive? But I wasn't a time traveler, and we kept going, slowly making our way through the fjord, the tiny island growing further away with each chug, chug, chug of the old boat motor, unaware of what future lay ahead of us. And here's the great illustration that Gary Dumm did. I think it's just great. Very cool. Anyway, so that was Troll Island, 1972. Thank you very much for listening. And please go get my book, Timeless Deja Vu, on Amazon. Now I think it's only $10.88, $10.88. Quite a bargain. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.